Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's presentation. We're going to be discussing real-world IT's approach to governance, risk, and compliance with a focus on PCI DSS compliance. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover key aspects of maintaining compliance, the importance of security standards, and how our solutions can help your organization stay protected. Let's get started. Let's talk about the global security standard for protecting payment card data. This standard is essential because it applies to any organization that stores, processes, or transmits cardholder data. Whether you're handling credit card information directly or simply passing it through your systems, these rules are relevant. It's mandated by the major card brands like Visa, MasterCard, and others, which means compliance isn't just a good idea. It's a requirement. The main goal here is to reduce fraud and prevent data breaches, which can have serious consequences for both consumers and businesses. It's important to remember that PCI DSS isn't a static set of rules. It's a continuously evolving standard. As technology advances and new threats emerge, the standards are updated to stay ahead of the bad actors. So, what exactly is PCI DSS? It's a comprehensive security framework designed to safeguard payment card data across the entire payment process. It helps organizations establish and maintain secure systems, ensuring customer data is protected at every stage. This is a key part of our overall focus on secure payment processing and protecting customer trust. When we talk about who must comply with security standards, it's important to recognize that it's not just the merchants themselves. It includes merchants of all sizes, whether you're a small business or a large enterprise. Everyone handling payment data needs to be aware. Payment service providers are also part of this group. They facilitate transactions, so they must adhere to these compliance requirements to protect sensitive cardholder information. Third parties with access to card data, like those who process or store payment information on behalf of merchants, are equally responsible. This includes entities that might not be directly involved in the sale, but still handle payment data in some capacity. Cloud and hosting providers supporting payment applications or infrastructure also fall into this category. Since they enable the environment where payment data is stored or processed, they have a critical role in maintaining security. Lastly, outsourced service vendors, companies that provide specialized services like payment gateways, fraud management, or data storage, must also comply. Overall, the key takeaway is that compliance isn't just limited to the merchants. It extends across all these entities involved in the payment ecosystem. Everyone who interacts with payment data has a responsibility to maintain security and protect that information. This interconnectedness highlights why a comprehensive approach to compliance is so vital in today's payment landscape. Now, let's take a closer look at what's included in the scope of cardholder data environments. This encompasses all systems that handle cardholder data directly, ensuring we understand what's in scope for compliance. It also includes networks connected to payment systems, which are critical pathways for transaction data. Supporting processes that facilitate payment operations are part of this scope as well, because they influence how securely data is managed throughout the payment cycle. Understanding and clearly defining this scope is vital because it directly impacts our compliance efforts. Poor scoping can significantly increase both risk and costs, either by missing areas that need protection or by overextending efforts unnecessarily. Central to this is the concept of the Cardholder Data Environment, or CDE. The CDE is essentially the network segment where cardholder data is stored, processed, or transmitted. Recognizing what belongs inside the CDE helps us focus our security measures effectively and maintain compliance. Overall, having a well-defined scope helps us manage risks better and ensures our payment systems are secure and compliant, supporting the integrity of our entire payment environment. Let's take a closer look at the key goals of PCI DSS. First, building secure networks is fundamental. This means implementing strong firewalls and security measures to protect cardholder data from unauthorized access. Protecting that data is absolutely critical. We need to ensure that sensitive information remains confidential and secure throughout its life cycle. Maintaining vulnerability management involves regularly identifying, assessing, and fixing security weaknesses before they can be exploited. Implementing strong access controls is another vital step. This means restricting access to data and systems only to authorized personnel. Lastly, monitoring and testing networks regularly helps us detect potential security issues early and verify that our security measures are effective. Together, these goals form a comprehensive approach to safeguarding cardholder information and ensuring our network security aligns with PCI DSS standards. Let's talk about some key aspects of securing our networks under Requirement 1. First, installing and maintaining firewalls is fundamental. Firewalls act as gatekeepers, controlling what traffic can enter and leave our network. It's crucial to keep them updated and properly configured to protect against threats. Next, we need to restrict inbound and outbound traffic. This means only allowing necessary communications and blocking everything unnecessary. By doing so, we minimize potential attack vectors and reduce the risk of unauthorized access. Documenting network diagrams is also essential. Clear, accurate diagrams help us understand the network layout, identify vulnerabilities, and facilitate troubleshooting. They're a vital part of maintaining security and ensuring everyone on the team is on the same page. Review firewall rules regularly. Threats evolve, and so should our defenses. Regular reviews ensure that rules remain appropriate, removing outdated or overly permissive settings that could be exploited. Finally, segmenting the Cardholder Data Environment, or CDE, is key. By isolating sensitive data, we limit the scope of potential breaches and make it easier to enforce security controls where they matter most. All of these steps work together to create a robust, secure network environment, crucial for protecting sensitive information and maintaining trust. Now let's talk about some essential steps to ensure our systems are securely configured. First, eliminating vendor default passwords is crucial. These are often well-known or easily guessable, making them a common target for attackers. Changing these defaults significantly reduces that risk. Next, we need to harden our system configurations. This means adjusting settings to close off potential vulnerabilities and strengthen the overall security posture. Applying secure baselines is part of this process. These are predefined, tested configurations that serve as a standard to ensure consistency and security across all systems. Disabling unnecessary services is also vital. Every running service introduces potential attack vectors, so turning off those that aren't needed minimizes the surface area for threats. Finally, maintaining configuration standards is about ongoing management, regularly reviewing and updating our settings to keep them aligned with best practices. All of these steps tie back to our overall goal of creating a robust security environment. By implementing secure configurations thoroughly, we protect our infrastructure from potential exploits and ensure our systems are resilient against threats. Let's talk about how we can protect stored cardholder data effectively. First, encrypting that data is crucial. This means converting it into a form that can't be read without the proper decryption keys, ensuring that even if someone gains access, the data remains secure. Next, when displaying PANs or primary account numbers, we should mask them so that only the necessary parts are visible, reducing the risk if someone looks over a shoulder or if there's a breach. Another important aspect is defining clear data retention policies. This means setting rules about how long we keep cardholder information and when to securely delete it. It's about minimizing the amount of data stored to what's absolutely necessary, which naturally reduces potential exposure. Speaking of keys, securing encryption keys themselves is vital. They should be stored separately, access should be tightly controlled, and they should be rotated regularly to prevent unauthorized use. All these measures tie into our overall goal, protecting stored data. By implementing these practices, we ensure that sensitive information is safeguarded throughout its life cycle, aligning with our commitment to security and compliance. Let's talk about encrypting data in transit. First, it's crucial to use strong cryptography. This means selecting robust encryption algorithms to protect your data from potential attackers. When data is transmitted over public networks, such as the internet, it's especially vulnerable, so safeguarding these channels is essential. You also want to prevent the use of insecure protocols, which might have known vulnerabilities. Ensuring that only secure, up-to-date protocols are used helps maintain the integrity and confidentiality of your data. Additionally, validating encryption standards is a key step. This involves regularly checking that your encryption methods adhere to current best practices and industry standards. All of these measures tie into the broader goal of Requirement 4, which is to encrypt transmission. By doing so, we're making sure that sensitive information remains private and protected as it moves across networks. Remember, in today's digital landscape, securing data in transit isn't just a best practice, it's a fundamental requirement. Let's discuss some crucial steps to ensure our systems remain secure. First, deploying anti-malware solutions is essential to detect and prevent malicious software from causing harm. These tools act as our frontline defense against a wide range of threats. Next, it's vital to patch vulnerabilities promptly. Software updates often include security patches that fix known weaknesses, so staying current helps us close those gaps quickly. Following secure development practices is also key. By integrating security into our development lifecycle, we reduce the risk of introducing vulnerabilities from the start. Conducting thorough code reviews helps us catch potential issues early and maintain high security standards. Finally, protecting against known threats involves staying informed about emerging risks and applying best practices to defend against them. When we combine these measures, we create a robust security framework that supports the overall integrity of our systems, which is what Requirements 5 and 6 are all about: building secure, resilient systems that can withstand evolving cyber threats. Now, let's talk about restricting access by role. It's essential to ensure that people only have access to the information and systems necessary for their specific job functions. This helps reduce the risk of accidental or intentional data breaches. Next, enforcing the principle of least privilege is a key aspect of this. This means giving users the minimum level of access they need to do their work, and nothing more. It's a simple but powerful way to limit potential damage. Using unique user IDs is also crucial. Every user should have a distinct identifier, so their actions can be tracked and audited effectively. This accountability is vital for maintaining security and identifying issues quickly. Implementing multi-factor authentication, or MFA, adds an extra layer of security. Even if a password is compromised, MFA makes it much harder for unauthorized users to gain access without a second form of verification. Finally, it's important to review access permissions regularly. Over time, people change roles or leave the organization, so keeping access controls up to date helps prevent lingering permissions from becoming a security vulnerability. All of these points, restricting by role, least privilege, unique IDs, MFA, and regular reviews, tie into our overall goal of robust access control. They form a layered defense that helps protect sensitive information and maintain organizational security. Let's talk about some essential physical security measures. First, it's crucial to restrict physical access to sensitive areas. This means only authorized personnel should be able to enter these spaces. Next, we need to protect any media that contains card data. Think about secure storage and handling to prevent theft or tampering. Monitoring physical access is also key. Keeping logs of who enters and exits helps us track and respond to any suspicious activity. When it's time to dispose of data, we must do so securely, ensuring that no recoverable information remains. Lastly, maintaining access logs is vital for accountability, giving us a clear record of all physical interactions with sensitive environments. These steps collectively reinforce our overall goal of safeguarding cardholder data through strong physical security practices. Let's talk about the importance of logging all access to card data. It's crucial to keep a detailed record of who is accessing sensitive information, when, and from where. This helps us maintain accountability and trace any potential issues back to their source. Monitoring security events is also vital. By actively observing these logs, we can quickly identify any suspicious activity that might indicate a security breach. Retaining logs according to the required standards ensures we have sufficient historical data for audits and investigations. It's not just about collecting information, but also about making sure it's stored securely and accessible when needed. Reviewing these logs daily is a best practice. It allows us to catch anomalies early and respond promptly before they escalate. This continuous vigilance is key to maintaining a strong security posture. Ultimately, these logging and monitoring activities are fundamental to meeting our security requirements, especially when it comes to protecting cardholder data. They help us create a proactive defense, ensuring that we not only respond to threats, but also prevent them wherever possible. Let's talk about some key testing activities that are crucial for maintaining our security posture. First, conducting vulnerability scans helps us identify potential weaknesses in our systems before malicious actors do. It's like taking a health check to spot issues early. Next, performing penetration testing goes a step further, actually simulating attacks to see how well our defenses hold up. This gives us a real-world view of our security resilience. Testing segmentation controls is also essential. It ensures that our network segmentation is effective, limiting the spread of any potential breaches. Additionally, validating detection capabilities means verifying that our security tools are properly identifying and alerting us to suspicious activities. Finally, remediating findings is about actively fixing any issues uncovered during these tests. It's a continuous process, testing, fixing, and retesting, to strengthen our defenses. All of these activities tie back to the broader goal of Requirement 11, testing, because comprehensive testing is the backbone of a robust security program. It's about being proactive, not just reactive, to protect our organization. Let's talk about maintaining security policies, which is a crucial part of our overall security framework. First, it's essential to clearly define roles and responsibilities within your organization. This helps ensure everyone knows their specific security duties and reduces the risk of gaps or overlaps. Next, providing ongoing security training is vital. It keeps your team informed about the latest threats and best practices, fostering a security-aware culture. Managing vendor risk is also a key component. Since third-party vendors can introduce vulnerabilities, we need to evaluate and monitor their security practices regularly. Lastly, supporting continuous compliance is about maintaining adherence to policies and standards over time, not just achieving compliance once. Together, these elements create a strong foundation for a resilient security posture, aligning with our overall goal of protecting critical assets and ensuring trust. Now, as we wrap up, it's important to focus on completing SAQs or ROC reports thoroughly. These are critical for documenting our compliance efforts and identifying areas for improvement. Next, we need to undergo external assessments regularly. These assessments provide an unbiased view of our compliance status and help us stay aligned with industry standards. Continuous tracking of compliance is essential. It's not a one-time effort but an ongoing process. This way, we can quickly spot and address any issues that arise. Addressing scope changes is also vital. As our environment evolves, our compliance scope may shift, and we must adapt accordingly to maintain integrity. It's important to avoid just achieving point-in-time compliance, which can give a false sense of security. Instead, we want a sustainable approach that ensures compliance is maintained consistently over time. That's where validation and sustainment come into play, regularly verifying our processes and embedding compliance into our daily operations. Overall, these steps help us build a resilient, compliant program that stands the test of time and evolving standards.